Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Lunar Goddess Tarot. We're going to be doing just a quick reading today. I'd like to get some messages from the Divine Masculine. I will try to do a longer reading later today, but I'm starting off my day and I was feeling really good and felt just called to do a reading today for the counterparts in the morning and the AM. So the night owl emerges in the morning. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Sarah. I'm an intuitive guide and I am a healer. And I am here to assist you on this twin flame journey, on your ascension journey. If you're a twin soul, a starseed, a light worker, I'm here to assist you in understanding your inner union and the union of the inner feminine and inner masculine. So please have a look around the channel. Please support my work by liking the videos, subscribing to the channel, and also joining me over on Patreon. You can support me. I have 3 different tiers or levels that you can join at, and it's a monthly subscription. And in addition, for those of you asking, because I am receiving emails still about personal readings, I'm no longer offering those at this time. If I do open up private readings, I will most certainly let you know on the videos and on the channel. The best way to receive my guidance is to watch the videos here, the free videos on YouTube, to go over to Patreon for additional support, including extensive written posts that I do on there and regarding the journey, regarding the Divine Masculine, and regarding how to achieve that inner union leading to physical union. And then also look out for the next group coaching program with Holly and myself. Holly's an amazing intuitive Reiki master, and we will be holding that in spring of 2022. So we also have something very exciting planned for 2022, and it is very, 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 very exciting, but I can't lay out the details yet. So as soon as I know more, I will let you know. But it is going to bring this whole coaching guidance experience to the next level. So very excited for that time. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to just go here to the tarot deck that I've chosen, the Muse Tarot, calling on the angels, the guides, the archangels, my highest self, and of course the ancestors, in particular the grandmother energy, and my light team. May you all be present for this reading. Infuse the reading with love and light, with direction, with, they're telling me, with compassion, but also with a sense of divine purpose for all that watch and listen to this reading. Okay, so, and for those of you, there are some of you I'm hearing who are struggling with courage at this time. I believe that would be the Divine Masculine energy that is watching, whether that's the Divine Masculine energy inside of you or your physical counterpart, which is you in another body, Divine Feminine. There's some sort of an internal struggle that's happening right now in terms of courage and breaking away from tradition. So look where that is in your own life. Have the courage to be yourself, to speak your truth, and all will line up. All will come into alignment. So there's something that's out of alignment here in regards to really speaking your truth and breaking free from tradition, okay? So I do feel like that would be the Divine Masculine energy at this present time. Justice is being brought into these connections. We have the 11 energy, which is 1 in 1, which is 2. So this is the union card for me. This is my union card. A lot of times readers use the 4 of Wands as the union card. I use that more as the marriage or celebration card. But I see the Justice card here as divine justice being brought into the lives of the twin flames. In particular to the Divine Feminine, who at this point in the journey has endured deception. She's endured the lust of the Divine Masculine. She's endured karmic partners, karmic situations, third-party energies. But she's also had her own in her life to contend with, okay? It's not like the Divine Masculine is the only one here who has things to clean up in his life, you know, energy that needs to be mastered. The Divine Feminine has also had, you know, karmic situations, third-party energies of her own that the Divine Masculine has beautifully reflected to her by being her divine mirror. Okay. Interesting. 7 of Wands is like You notice the darkness that surrounds this person, okay? The darkness that surrounds this character, this woman, and you see how she's pushing away the darkness and she's only allowing in the light. So yeah, there's gonna be haters. There's gonna be people who don't believe in you, don't believe in this journey. It is your job to be very discerning about who you share information with and how much information you share about this journey. In my experience, it's best only to share this journey with those that are also, that identify as being counterparts or twin flames. Okay, and if you're a soulmate watching, if you're a kindred spirit watching and you're in a soulmate or kindred spirit relationship, or you're a light worker or star seed, then some of what I say may not apply to you, but there's a lot you can use to your advantage in terms of the energy, the feminine and the masculine energy that's contained within all of us. And as we know, the feminine energy is rising on this planet as the distorted masculine energy is being broken apart. Okay, so yeah, don't let anybody else dim your light. It's time to shine your light very brightly, twins. And yes, soulmates and light workers and star seeds, you know, justice is coming for all of us here on the planet. This is a global message here. Justice is coming. The light has already won. Okay, the darkness is still present, but the light has already won. And that's something we need to really understand. Those of you who are, you know, losing faith or feel like you're lacking courage at this time, this is most definitely a message for you to empower you to keep on going, keep moving forward. Your soul is here for a purpose and for a reason. Never forget what you came here for. Okay, let's go ahead and tune into interesting, the King of Wands. Wow. Divine masculine is feeling very passionate for the divine feminine. Interesting. We've got the King of Wands here. So he's a fearless leader. Okay, he's a leader in his own right. He's a passionate, he's driven by purpose. He's a passionate individual, a passionate leader, a passionate man, a passionate king. He knows what he wants, and he knows that, you know, his loins are burning for his divine feminine at this point, and he's going to go after it no matter what. So one of the things that I take from the King of Wands, very much like the Seven of Wands, is, you know, it doesn't matter what anybody else says about this connection. It doesn't matter what people think. He's going to move forward anyway because he knows that you are his divine immaculate mirror. You know, his immaculate self recognizes your immaculate self in the higher planes. He knows that you are that person, the only person who can mirror him, the only person who can truly stand up to him. And he feels so much respect. There's so much respect right now coming from the divine masculines to the divine feminines. There's just, I mean, overwhelming, copious amounts of respect for the fact that she stood up to him and she said, I will not take anything less than your best. Whereas karmic partners have allowed him to walk all over them. They've allowed him to you know, cheat or to lie or to be deceiving in some way. They've allowed those lower level vibrations and energies into their connections, and so they're destined to fail. You cannot survive when you're living in those lower level or dwelling in those lower level vibrations. The feminine has no tolerance for that. She will not allow that. And so because of that, his respect for you has actually grown. The more you've stood up for yourself and your beliefs and for the true divine meaning of this connection, okay, the playing out, the more that you've stood up for that and said, I will not tolerate or I will not take any less, I will not accept any less than everything that I deserve out of you, out of this connection, the more divine justice is being brought in, the more the haters are stepping aside and the karmics and those third-party energies are dissolving as I speak, because the divine masculine knows where he belongs. Okay, he knows where home is. There's a great sense of the twins coming home right now. There's a big, big sense of the twins coming home to each other and knowing where home is at this time. It's not a destination, it's a person, okay? So let's get a card here for the divine feminine, because we have a card here for the divine masculine. The Hierophant, so higher wisdom, higher learning. Interesting, because we've been seeing the divine masculine hanging out in those higher realms, and now we have the divine feminine. It's so interesting because I see these as like little huts that are being lit by an inner light. and the inner light is lighting the way, is paving the way forward. And you see a woman here, she's got her head covered, which is like, I feel like that's protecting her wisdom. It's protecting, you know, the higher realms. But what it's also doing is it's bringing in more divine wisdom, because she's not allowing anything outside of her. Like, she's like blocking out the outside and the external, kind of like the Seven of Wands, and she's only allowing in her own light at this time, her own truth. But she's also naked, so there's a vulnerability there. Even though she's got herself covered up, she is definitely in protection mode, but there is also a vulnerability there. And I see this as like her illuminated self, and then I see this as maybe the shadow self. So she's doing a lot of work right now in those higher realms, while the masculine is really, he's back right now at this point in time of the reading to working in the physical reality, the physical world. Really positive messages, twins. Positive messages, light workers. So we've got our work set out for us, yes, but we know who we are, we know why we came here, and it's showtime, it's go time. And check out my community tab for songs that I post, inspiration on this journey, other artists to follow, okay, other people to follow who are standing up and speaking out, okay, for what's real and what's true, and having courage. Takes courage to go against the grain and speak your truth. Have that courage, my loves, and however that looks for you. Okay, messages from the divine masculine. You are like no other. Yes, this is what we were just talking about. He knows this. That's why there's so much passion. The passion is unbridled. The passion is overwhelming him. There's an intense desire, an intense burning desire to be one, to come home to the feminine at this time. I'm sorry for the way that I acted. And also I'm hearing for the way that I treated you. I was acting from old patterns. There's a recognition of this, guys. There's a recognition that I was wrong. There's a recognition, there's a responsibility and accountability that's taking place right now for the divine masculines. I know you are my person. Yeah, they're having major downloads and epiphanies finally at last about who their person really is. Because what happened is in the past, a lot of times, they can mistake a karmic partner as their person. They can mistakenly believe this is actually my person, this is who I'm supposed to be with, and they see the feminine kind of as, I don't want to say as they see the feminine as kind of getting in the way of what it is that they want. And this is when they were very blinded, very distorted, and not in a place of authenticity or truth, where they weren't living their truth, and they were not, the mask was still being worn, so they didn't even know who they were. They weren't even in touch with their authentic self. They almost saw the feminine as the enemy, like as the competition. And the feminine, the more you tried to push to get them to open their eyes to see the truth of who you were and to commit to you, the more they committed to other people, other things, other endeavors, jobs, etc. And the feminine finally just gave up and walked away. And by gave up, I mean she focused on herself, okay? You never give up on your twin or the connection. She focused on herself, and that caused the divine masculine to have these epiphanies and this wake-up call, and to have so much respect for the feminine. Like, she actually did it. She actually walked away, and I would never have been able to do that. He says, I want to return to you. I mean, he knows that you're his person. He's sorry for the way he acted. That's huge. Accountability. He knows that you are like no other. I'm trying to straighten some things out first. So for those that are in karmic situations or involved with third-party energies, whatever that third party might be, an addiction, a person, a family member, a job, etc., he's saying, you know, I'm trying to straighten some things out first before I come to you, because I want to come to you correct. Because you've asked him, you know, feminine, you've asked him to come correct. You're like, you may not come to me unless you're correct. Because I've put up with too much already, and I know what I deserve. he says, I want you to be real with me. Don't hurt me. So, sometimes when the feminine is real, it does hurt him because it hurts his self-esteem. It hurts his ego, right? It hurts his ego, okay? He's just kind of recognizing that. I know you are my counterpart. I do. I want to be able to come to you with my whole self, okay? Trying to straighten some things out, feminine. This is why I'm silent. I'm working on it and on me. The silence causes me pain too, okay? He's like, you're not the only one who feels the pain. Feminine has some words also for the masculine. One of us needs to make a move. We cannot sit in this silence forever. So you guys are both, a lot of mirroring going on right now. The masculine acknowledges, excuse me, the silence and says, this hurts me too. And the feminine's like, one of us needs to make a move. We can't just sit here in the silence forever. Look, another one about the silence. The feminine's a little fed up with the silence. Our silence feels like a death to me. I am grieving, yet I am also healing, growing, and learning. And it was a death, feminine. It was a death of the former connection. It was a death of the way that you interacted in the past. You will be interacting very differently in the future. Your head is held high, feminine, and your masculine is learning to hold his head high. He's learning self-respect right now. He's learning to stand up to karmic people. He's learning to stand up for himself. And when he does that, that's when he can return to you. And lastly, the feminine says, I feel like this whole thing was a game for you. That hurt. My feelings for you were real. So I was going to end on that note, but I can't. I'm going to have to get a message from the masculine. So when I pick up the deck here on the bottom, can we start over? Like, that is the clear message. Okay, he's got some messages here. I want to rush in and sweep you off your feet and show you how I truly feel. Sometimes that urge is overwhelming, and that's that Knight of Wands energy. Can you feel it? Would you welcome me home? Remember, we talked about home at the beginning of this reading, but counterparts are realizing the other person is their home. Would you welcome me home? Sometimes that urge is overwhelming. I just want to rush in, sweep you off your feet. And the image I keep on getting is, of a married couple when he picks her up in his arms and then takes her over to the bridal bed. And I've been getting that image now for like a week. So can we start over? So he, the feminine says, I feel like this whole thing was a game. My feelings for you were real. You really hurt me. And he's like, can we please start over? I need to show you that I have changed. I need to show you that I really, truly do respect you, admire you, love you, want to be with you, and that you are the one. And I'm sorry for the way things have panned out in the past. I never intended to hurt you. I never intended for things to get so out of hand. So trust the process, guys. I'm sending you a lot of love, and I will try to come back later today for a longer reading, but these messages definitely wanted to come out. So God bless, take care, and I'll see you soon.